wrong.
Where are the other?
Very good.
How many of you have had to deal with a new process or new software that was supposed to make your job easier? You may have experienced that implementing change isn't so simple. But we're always upgrading our software, implementing new processes, and it should help us in the long run. So how do we affect change more efficiently? In healthcare, we're constantly upgrading our systems to better perform for our patients. So I'm used to change quite often. Through my experience of whether I have to adapt to change or as a lead in the department where I had to implement new processes, I've come to find that there are 3 steps you need to follow to ensure a smooth transition. The first is to communicate. Communicate early and often throughout the process to make sure staff stays on the same page. Next is to perform training on the new technology and implement it. While this step may seem obvious, it's vital to the success of the implementation. Without proper training, then the implementation could go very poorly. I've seen several different projects that have failed due to either not enough time for the training, or if the staff was trained on the software and there was an update to the software before the go-live date or when they started using the actual software, people were lost. It caused a lot of confusion and created a lot of headaches. So in addition to training, after that you need to perform quality assurance. Make sure the staff knows what they're doing and that they're following the process as they should. So implementing a process using communication, training, and quality assurance, you can ensure a smooth transition. So to give you a little background on what I do, as a cardiac sonographer, we perform ultrasound on patients' hearts. We determine how well the heart is functioning and what size it is. There's been a new technology that's been created called strain imaging, where we can determine exactly how well the heart's muscle contracts. Through research, we realized just how useful this can be, so much so that it's become the standard to use on cancer patients to determine if the chemotherapy that they're taking is actually damaging their heart. The challenge to implementing strain imaging, though, is the images have very specific criteria, and the measurements are very challenging to create. So, going with the first step of communication, this is when you need to address the need of why this change needs to be made. You can give a list of reasons or a compelling argument. For instance, in our example, to implement strain imaging, you could give reasons such as it's in the best interest of our patients. It provides research for, it can provide different areas of research, and it allows us to use the latest technology in the field. In addition to explaining why this would be a beneficial change to your staff, you also need to manage staff concerns. So the sonographers were concerned about the amount of time that they would have to obtain these additional images and these measurements when they're already having a busy schedule. So it's important to remain open to changes and it's important to remain open to doubts about the change. So, and you need to respond in a timely manner. So for instance, we said that within the first month of using strain imaging, we'll provide an extra 15 minutes per patient. There will also be some rumors that arise, so it's important to keep the communication open and often so that you can keep everyone on task and want to make the change. Once the need for new technology has been addressed, you can work on the training. Again, this will depend on the complexity of the technology and how well and how many staff members are involved. The more complex or the more staff members, the longer you'll need to provide training. So going back to our example, our training, we have 25 sonographers. The normal department only has 8. So we have a heavy amount of staff. And then strain imaging is a complex technology to perform. So we have a complex technology. So we needed to provide a lot of training before we implemented the strain imaging into our protocol. So first we wanted to make sure that our machines had the ability to perform strain imaging. While doing so, we asked the vendor to give a demonstration to our staff so they have an idea of what they're doing. After that, we gave a formal introduction of the requirements needed for the new images, and we also updated our protocol, so we introduced the new protocol. After that, we gave hands-on training where we practiced on each other for about 2 months. Once they felt more comfortable, there's always a group of people that are a little more comfortable with technology, and we call them super users, and they will be available to those who need help. So once we had the hands-on training, we eventually moved on to practicing on patients, and we have staff members practice on patients. If they need help, a super user will be available. After that, once everyone was pretty much comfortable with the technology, we did a full implementation of using strain imaging on all of our patients. Throughout the training process, it's important to remember why this change needs to be made and the requirements needed for the change. So definitely remember staff, keep that communication open like I was saying before. Your work isn't finished, of course, after the implementation. You need to perform quality assurance to ensure that the staff knows what they're doing and stays on task. So in our lab, we perform quality assurance every month, and we have one person that's in charge of ensuring everyone is following the correct protocol and creating accurate measurements for our physicians so that they can make an accurate report and diagnosis for the patients. So by using the quality assurance, it allowed us to see who may need more guidance on if there was something that was missed the first time we did our training or if someone needed more attention. Using these 3 steps, my department was able to successfully add strain imaging into our protocol, providing more answers for our physicians and helping our patients. While implementing new processes or technology can be challenging, it's crucial for your job to improve what they do. So the next time you need to make an effective change at work, remember to communicate with your staff, train them on the new process, and check how they're doing and perform quality assurance. Thank you.